Right, good evening. Yeah, back working on the bug. I haven't actually driven the bug since Christmas actually. So I come home, I went out on a fishing trip and I avoid Christmas. That's another issue altogether. It's just a pagan thing that I choose not to get involved in. Anyway, that's beside the point. I hadn't driven it because it was making a horrible noise and the ticking, yeah, valve clearance noise or tappet noise. But it also had like a big end noise, and it was backfiring and missing and not going that great. And so I haven't actually driven it since, and because I was thinking the worst, I was thinking that, this engine must be on the way out and I better hurry up and get my other engine back together. The one I started rebuilding and run out of funding for. Anyway, first thing I noticed, I was wondering whether the actual fan housing itself, because I've modified this fan housing considerably, and I was wondering whether that might be banging against something or, with the engine off, like shut off and cooled, I was sort of wobbling things around, and then I grabbed the actual fan housing, shook it backwards and forwards, and here's this bang bang noise that I could hear. I thought, okay, that's an external noise, not an internal noise. And I've already fixed the issue. I probably should have showed you before I started. I wasn't actually going to make a video about it, but I found another issue which I'll get to at the moment. But this is the return line. If you watched previous videos, I added the return line to stop this Weber from flooding, and also to avoid having to buy a pressure regulator, fuel pressure regulator. That's what people normally do when they put these type of carbies on here. They run a pressure regulator, and it had also had issues that, like the main fuel line, which comes onto the back of it up here, kept leaking. And I tighten it up, and you drive it a couple hundred k's, and then it'd be leaking again. And I didn't even discover this. I was halfway to Taree. I'd already done like 1,000 k's, and then I was getting like really excessive fuel consumption, and I thought, I just sort of thought, because like most of that afternoon, you're climbing up the Blue Mountains on the Hume Highway, and it's just a constant uphill from like, Gundagai to Mittagong, and I sort of put it down to, maybe it's because I'm climbing all the time, got my foot down, but and then I actually ran out of fuel at Tuggerah. And there should have been enough. There should have been plenty enough to get to the next fuel stop, and but I actually ran out of fuel. And that's when I discovered that, it was leaking out of this main fuel line. And so I tightened it up. By the time I got to Taree, it was leaking again, and it used to always flood when, like, you'd go for a drive and you'd stop, you'd go in the shops for 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something, you'd come back out and it'd be flooded, and you'd be winding over and over and over with your foot flat, trying to get enough air in there to compensate for the excess fuel. And so that's why I went with this return line, and it has solved the entire problem. Fuel consumption's back to being good again, what it should be. But anyway, getting to the point, I had a bit too much fuel line, and it was banging on the back of the fan housing. And yeah, so I shortened it a bit, pulled it through, and cable tied it in another couple of places. And yeah, so as I said, that sounded very much like the noise I could hear. So I haven't fired it up again yet, but I'm pretty hopeful that that's all the noise it was. But yeah, as for the misfiring and the tuppet noise, I've just discovered what that is too. And what I was doing when I was doing the valve clearances is winding it over, watching the inlet open, close again, and then spark plug out, get your piston up the top dead center, and it's a whole lot of drama. And the plug threads aren't that great on Volkswagens anyway. That's a common thing to strip spark plug threads. So you avoid taking them out anyway if you can. But and I thought about it a bit, and I thought, well, all I've basically got to do is see where the rotor's pointing. And because number one's just here, so I've got there, and I've now turned it around to number 4, and I also marked number 1 and number 3 at the top dead center mark on your timer mark, but 2 and 4 should be opposite, and it is. But I was looking for a bit of white paint, and couldn't find any, so I stuck a bit of blue tape on it. But I realised after I was turning around, I was looking at where the rotor was pointing, it wasn't quite on it. And then I realised, I've put a bit of tape on the actual timing mark, not on the top dead centre mark. So, that little bit of tape's actually in the wrong spot. It should be, back 3/4 of an inch. So, but anyway, so that's what I'm doing now to get me top dead centre for me valve clearance. So I will find a little bit of white paint, and I'll mark that so I know when it's bottom dead center, which is top dead center on your alternative cylinders. Anyway, getting to the point, and this is the whole point of why I was making the video. I took me rocker cover off, and found all this line in the bottom of it. So and get some bit more light on that. This is the issue, and this is it would have been why it's not running so great, misfiring, and the bulk of my noise is so this was right back here running off the side of the valve. I'm probably lucky that it didn't actually push the outer down enough to dislodge the collet and have the spring come apart altogether. Because that would have been major. If the collet had to come out, then the valve would have dropped down, hit the piston, and would have had a major problem. But anyway, I've got another rocker set over there, so I got this is the set off my good engine, because when I got this engine, it had been sitting around with the rocker covers off, and it was all full of dirt and crap, and so I washed the actual heads out, and then I just changed the whole rocker arms off my other engine onto it, and but that's also why I've had to readjust the rockers a few times, because the push rods have been swapped around. They now got a bed in again to the rocker arms, and also to the lifters. Like they wear into place. So, and if if you're swapping around, then they're going to wear in again. So it's actually a good idea that if you're taking them off and putting the exact same ones back on again, that you put them in order so that they go back in place, so then they don't have to resuit themselves. But yeah. Anyway, so for me, that's a good thing. That's an easy fix. I was wondering whether I might have a stuck valve, bent valve, starting to bend a push rod, or a lifter gone or something, because I'd only just readjusted all these before I went on my fishing trip, and by the time I got there, I was making a hell of a noise. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you that, and basically the whole point of the video is that I'd basically concluded that this engine was stuffed, and that I was going to be in a big hurry to get finish recalling my other engine, and it's actually an easy fix, real easy. So that's a good thing. We should be back on the road again. Alright, leave it at that. I might keep my videos short. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.